No, that won't do. The current isn't stabilizing. I need to... And fantastic, another failure. Unless you've come to inform me that the council has finally decided to fund something worthwhile, I fail to see why you're here at this hour. Well, don't tell me you're lost. And here I thought I was the only insomniac with a death wish for overworking. Not that I mind the company, but if you're expecting a lesson, I charge by the hour. I'm kidding, mostly. Let me guess, curiosity got the better of you. Or perhaps you heard the rumors. The brilliant, half-mad scientist that never leaves his lab. Only slightly. If you insist on standing there, at least make yourself useful. Hand me that wrench. You follow directions better than most of the students here. You must have some interest in this field. I doubt anyone wandering into a lab at this hour purely for conversation. Or perhaps you understand the appeal of solitude. It's quiet at night. No distractions, no politics, just the work. But I imagine that's hardly why you're still standing here. Most people don't tend to linger. They see the mess, the scattered blueprints, the unfinished equations, and they assume it's chaos. They don't see what I see, potential. Well, progress demands sacrifice, after all. If that means a few sleepless nights, so be it. And besides, I know Jace is working just as hard. Some of us don't have the luxury of time, my dear. Come on. Damn it! That was... unexpected. Oh, don't look at me like that, it's nothing. I've had worse. I should take a break, but... no, not yet. You are staying longer than I expected. Most would have left by now. Perhaps that means something. I suppose even I must acknowledge the limits of exhaustion. But not yet. If you intend to stay, then stay. Just do not expect me to entertain you. Not that you exactly seem easily deterred. Very well. But do not blame me if dawn arrives before you realize it. If I can just realign the core. No, I'll have to stabilize the conduct. But if I increase the flow ratios and amp the fluctuation on the hydron capacitor... come on. Crap. You are persistent, I'll give you that. I suppose it would be foolish not to make use of an extra mind. So tell me, do you see where the flaws lies in my equation? Interesting hypothesis. You're suggesting that instead of forcing stability, I should allow the energy to oscillate naturally, letting the device adapt rather than resist. Adaptive resonance. That is not an extremely terrible idea. Let's test this theory of yours. Since you're so invested, I assume you won't mind assisting. Not easily intimidated. I admire that. There. Now, when I initiate the energy flow, the resonance should... Wow, would you look at that? Well, it appears you do have some use beyond standing in the doorway and watching me work. Adaptive resonance. I'll admit I hadn't seriously considered it as an approach. But it may have broader applications than just this. Perhaps I underestimated you. Don't let it go to your head. I imagine most people would call this a successful night. You realize, of course, that I will now have to credit you should this discovery lead to something remarkable. Do not let that inflate your ego. Still, adaptive resonance is a simple yet elegant approach. One that I should have considered sooner. I suppose I should thank you for that. This could change the way we integrate hex tech with living systems. If energy can adjust itself dynamically rather than requiring a constant recalibration, it could be applied to prosthetics, to augmentation, to life itself. No more limitations. You see it too, don't you? The possibilities of it. Good. Then you are not as short-sighted as the rest of the city. But not tonight. I suppose even the purest of progress must yield to exhaustion eventually. Tell me, how often do you disregard sleep like this? And here I thought I had an unhealthy obsession with my work. Though perhaps I should be surprised. Most people do not understand the need to keep going. Not truly at least. But you do, don't you? You are a strange one. Most people by now would have excused themselves, returned to their warm beds and their quite simple lives. But not you. I wonder why that is. Well, I have myself in a special case. Do you believe in limitations? I have always found them unacceptable. I was born into a world that had already decided my limitations for me. That told me what I could and could not do. And yet, here I am. Perhaps that is why I cannot stop. Why I refuse to accept that some things are simply out of reach. I wonder, would you have stopped me had this experiment gone wrong? Either you're incredibly stubborn or reckless. I think that I like that about you. You remind me of my partner, Jace. Well, he is the man of the future. The billboard, the poster child for moving forward. The hero of the people, the champion. Well, he may give all the speeches and deal with all the politicians. I'm usually the one who's stuck in the lab most times. He does try to check in and join me occasionally, but he can find himself quite busy. You know, I wasn't born and built over. I know, shocking, right? Most people assume I was born into luxury. No, I was born in Zon. I was born in a world where people kicked you in the dirt and told you to get back and stay in your place. But I arose. I refused to stay still. And even now, though my legs may fail me sometimes, I refuse to stop moving forward. Yes, well, I don't ask for anyone's sympathy, nor do I ask for the pity of others. Heimendinger took a chance on me, and I'm certainly glad that he did. Without that, I would have never met Jace, and we would have never become the champions of discovery. Creating Hextech, creating the gates, making Piltover the #1 shipping route in the world. Every day, science has to keep moving forward. We have to keep making the lives of the people around us better. We have to do what we can to save everyone. Ah, listen to me rambling. Look at that, dawn already. It's strange. I'll admit I almost didn't notice. Perhaps I've been in this lab a little too long. In my own head. Or perhaps I simply enjoyed this more than I expected. You are lovely company. Even still, you should probably go now. The city will wake soon, and I doubt you want to be caught sneaking out of my laboratory before sunrise. Unless, of course, you intend to be making this a habit. Interesting. Good night, then. Maybe we'll see each other again in the future. Scientist to scientist. And for what it's worth, thank you for being here. I don't get the comfort of making friends so often. But I think I'd like to call you one of them. Good night then. And that's a wrap. Another tale from Fable Frequencies. If you enjoyed this story, consider supporting the channel by checking out my Patreon, where you'll get access to exclusively spicy content. You can also join my YouTube memberships if you'd like early access to my videos, as well as cute little emojis I had made. Every bit of support helps. It keeps these stories alive, and I truly appreciate it. And if you're feeling extra generous, you can always check out the description, where I have my donation links. Make sure to also check out my Twitter if you want to stay up to date on what's going on with the channel. Now, I'd like to give a big shout out to our loyal Tier 3 Patreon subscribers. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without them. Thank you to Kelsey Brock, Annie C, Lady Adrastay 666, Hybrid Sisters. Thank you for your lovely support. It means the world to me, and I hope every single one of you has a fun, exciting day. Also, look forward to future endeavors for things that'll be coming out soon. A lot is left to be revealed, my darling, so stay tuned.